Welcome to Soul Spark. These episodes are brain snacks, brief, bite-sized reflections from my personal journey, designed to be digested in just a few minutes. I'm not here to tell you how to live or what to do. I'm just here to share my stories and the questions I've wrestled with along the way. My hope is that by sharing what's moved me, I might just spark something in your soul today. Let's dive in. Episode 11. The Planted Seed. Let's talk about a feeling that makes almost all of us incredibly uncomfortable. It's the feeling of having absolutely no idea what to do next. In late February 2024, I hit a heavy wall. I was in a deep dip. It felt like someone had pulled the ground right out underneath my feet. Everything in my life, my work, my art, my body, my future, suddenly felt uncertain and vague. I had all these big dreams and plans, but nothing seemed to be working out the way I had imagined. I sat there asking myself, what do I actually want? What direction am I going? Am I just failing? And as I tried to force my brain to come up with a brilliant plan, I realized the only honest answer I could give myself. I opened my journal and I wrote down, I just don't know right now. In a world where everything has to be makeable and under our strict control, admitting that you don't know feels like a massive failure. We see it everywhere, in politics, in business, in our own families. You are expected to always have an answer, even if it's the wrong answer. Society tells us that saying something is better than saying nothing. We treat uncertainty like a disease we have to cure immediately. But on that day, I realized that trying to force an answer was exactly the thing that was keeping me stuck. Think about how seed grows. When you plant a seed in the earth, you do your best to give it the right conditions. You give it water, you make sure it has some sunlight, you give it space, but after that, you have to leave it alone. If you get impatient and keep digging up the dirt to check if the seed is growing, you'll destroy it. If you keep pulling at it, trying to steer it, or constantly hovering over it with worry, it will never bloom. For a seed to actually grow into something beautiful, it requires the dark, the quiet, and your total trust. We are exactly the same. We plan these big ideas and deep desires for our lives, and then we panic when they don't sprout by the very next morning. We try to force our growth, we try to control every single step of the process. But sometimes the absolute best thing you can do for your own life is to step back, leave it alone, and trust the dark. Saying I don't know isn't a sign of weakness. It's actually a massive relief. It is the moment you finally stop digging up your own seeds. It's the moment you give yourself permission to just be, without having to prove your progress to anyone. When I finally accepted that I didn't know the answers, the heavy pressure in my chest disappeared. I didn't have to figure out my entire future by Tuesday. I just had to trust the right conditions were there and let the universe do the rest. So, I want to ask you, what area of your life are you frantically trying to control right now? What if your inability to find the answer isn't a failure, but a sign that your seed just needs to be left alone in the dark to grow? What if you give yourself permission today to take a deep breath, drop the pressure, and simply say, I just don't know right now? What's sparking your soul today? Thank you for sharing this space with me today. As you step back into your world, remember that you don't need to have all the answers right now. Sometimes just noticing the question is enough. May this brain snack offer a moment of stillness in the noise. And remember, embrace the spark.